Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's the final days of our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
We all know those GLP-1 injections work wonders, but that price tag almost gave me a heart attack when my insurance denied coverage. I was staring at a choice between paying my mortgage or paying for weight loss. Talk about a rock and a hard place. Then I found Elevate Health compounded semaglutide at just $58 with payment plans that don't require a second mortgage. Same medication, same results, but a price that real folks can actually afford. Visit joinelevate.com today. That's JOINELEVATE.com. Your wallet will be as happy as your waistline. This medication is not FDA approved.
Sunday, January 7th, and this is Doing the Thing. I'm Erin Marlowe from It's a Fandom Thing Pod, and I'm here with Jenna Million and Sarah Fagan from Name 3 Songs.
Hello.
Hi. And Eric Rezanek from That Great Pop Culture Debate.
Howdy.
Hey, so I'm happy to be kicking this off and to talk about everything happening in our worlds this week. So how is everybody?
Doing great.
Hashtag thriving.
Hashtag thriving. I love that. Well, speaking of that, it's 2024, which is still so hard to believe. So how is everybody doing with that? Like settling into the new year? Are you having trouble remembering it's the new year? Eric?
I mean, it's a award show season, so
we are hitting the ground running. We are booked and busy.
Booked and blessed, right?
Yeah, well, especially with like the Emmy Awards having been delayed because of the strikes, and so then you've got the Golden Globes tonight, and then you've got the Emmys, and then like everything is just boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so
yeah, it's like every other weekend. So I feel like my brain has already been in 2024 mode for the past like 3 weeks, prepping mentally for award show season.
That's true. There is a mental prep there. So does everybody have that kind of mental prep for award show season then? Everyone?
We do a little, we frankly should do more of it in the Great Pop Culture Debate. We're slacking on that, but we put together our kind of top 10 lists for 2024. So we've been like our most anticipated projects. So we've been coming at it from that perspective, but I can tell you that some of my panelists have been blowing up my phone with their predictions as to who's going to win what at the Golden Globes and the Oscars. And I'm like, take it down to a 2, but I love the enthusiasm.
I love that so much. I feel like our podcast, we both talk about general pop culture. We touch on movies, but a lot of what we do is music industry. So I feel like the music industry is always like a little bit slow to start and like who's going to be dropping albums, like what is actually happening. Whereas like movie season or like movie industry is like very much going hard right now. So I feel like they kind of trade off a bit.
It's a great point. Like when you're putting together the top 10s, I was looking for albums in 2024 and like after June, good luck. Like there's nothing that's already an 8 out there.
Yeah.
But with movies, I can tell you all the way up to like the last date of 2024, what's coming out pretty reliably. And it makes it harder to make music picks, but we still found 10 things worth talking about.
Nice.
Yeah, that's true because, you know, we were talking about that recently on an episode where everyone was confused with the Golden Globes and like certain things being nominated that not everyone can see yet. And I think that's what people don't get is as long as it's got that release date somewhere in 2023, then it'll be eligible for that next year. But everybody's like, I haven't seen half these movies. I don't know what you're even talking about. But yeah, that's always interesting this time of year. So, and there's so much I haven't seen yet. So I don't know if everybody's kind of caught up on everything that's getting all the awards show buzz or.
No, I feel like I'm a goofy movie girl.
A goofy movie girl.
Yeah, like when you just like go see like whatever is like kind of silly and trending, like that Thanksgiving movie with Addison Rae, like that's my kind of thing.
Yes, like you mean the horror movie, right?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Yes, I loved that. That's what I saw on my birthday. That was my birthday.
Oh, wow.
I love
Happy
that.
birthday. That's amazing.
Yeah, a birthday slasher. It was fun for me. So horror is my favorite genre. So I don't know if everybody else loves horror, but yeah.
Do we have any horror movies represented at the Globes and or Oscars this year?
Saltburn.
Oh, okay.
Dark comedy.
interesting.
Dark comedy,
That's
not
interesting.
horror.
Yeah, I'm like, that's interesting that you say horror because I just watched that recently and I was like expecting like really, really shocking stuff. And I'm not saying like the bathtub scene and the graveyard scene especially aren't shocking, but I don't know. That's interesting.
I think like based off of the general consensus, you would go into it assuming it was a horror movie. So I'm just gonna go with it.
That's true. That's true. I actually saw there's a cocktail recipe for Jacob Elordi's bathtub cocktail is what it's called.
I would like that recipe. Asking for a friend.
I'll repost it on my Instagram for It's a Fandom thing because I did say I'm going to make that at my Oscar party for sure.
Nice.
Perfect. Love it.
So yeah. Well, does anyone have any like pop culture predictions for the new year or?
I'm just excited to see who like debuts as a couple on red carpets. Because right now there's the rumor that Barry Keoghan's bringing Sabrina Carpenter to the Golden Globes tonight.
I would love that so much.
On the edge of my seat waiting to see if that's real.
I hadn't heard that, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, the red carpets are always the some of the funnest part of awards show season. I know there are people that just watch that and don't watch the actual awards show.
Yeah, it's like the Super Bowl. You only watch it for the halftime. I don't know what the other 4 hours of that evening is. I don't care for that, but I'm here for it's Usher this year. But just watch it for the red carpet.
What were your top 10 lists, Eric? Like, do you have any predictions?
So predictions, I kind of went through each one of the things that we cover. So for film, my prediction for 2024 is that I do think Deadpool 3 is going to kind of help curb this anti-Marvel backlash we're seeing a lot right now. There's a really heavy anti-Marvel narrative. And I'll be dangerous and say I think part of that is based on the quality of the projects that have come out recently, but a lot of it is also just I'm going to get in trouble for this neckbeards bashing things for kind of political points. And I think Deadpool 3 is going to be very popular. It's the only Marvel movie coming out this year. And I think it's going to help to curb that. For TV, I do think House of the Dragon coming back season 2 this summer will win back a lot of the people who are really over that whole franchise at the end of Game of Thrones. I think it had a great first season, and I think people are going to be showing up in force in a way that they weren't. And for music, I think Cardi and I think Dua Lipa are both going to have albums out within the first half of this year. I think they will be dominant, and I could not be more excited for either of those projects. So
yeah. I feel like predictions are so hard. I've never like trained my brain to think about like pop culture predictions in this way. But in thinking of music stuff, I definitely think Dua is also going to have an album up, and it would be interesting to see what she does just because her last record was so massively popular, even though it came out in 2020 when it was pandemic, and she still was able to kind of launch her career after that. And she's been really quiet since then. And the single, I think, stuck a little bit more with what she's been doing versus like kind of veering off and doing something new. So I'm interested to see like if her album changes course. But the other thing I will be paying attention to is Troye Sivan, because he also really wasn't making music for a long time. And last year he kind of had a big year. If he was in, what is the HBO series with The Weeknd and what was it? The Idol? Yeah. So he had like an acting role in The Idol. He was doing a lot of fashion show stuff. He was like he was featured in Versace and like all this stuff. So it's really interesting to me how he's become kind of an A-lister, and his album was really popular, but I'm interested to see what he's going to continue to do in 2024 to continue to solidify himself as an A-lister.
Yeah, and I'll speak for the gays. I come from that background, and I will say that we are ready for the Troye Sivan domination. Rush was a terrific lead single for that album. I've listened to the rest of it. It's kind of a different vibe than you would expect. I will say on the Dua Lipa next album thing, I read a piece, I think it was in the Times. She's exploring 70s psychedelic music for the new album. She said that's kind of the vibe that she's being inspired by.
Yeah.
So I'm so curious how that translates to pop. I'm very open to it though. I think she's amazing, and I'm so excited for what she's going to do next.
And I know she was working with, for the Houdini single, she was working with Kevin Parker from Tame Impala. So I wonder if he's involved in the full project. But I also just like feel like the energy that she brought to that single was very much still just like dance pop girly. So I'm wondering like if it's really going to be anything that will surprise us.
And, you know, speaking of that with the music, though, with the predictions and with the backlash with Marvel, and I think there's just superhero fatigue, the new Joker movie, though, that is coming out, that's going to be like a musical and has Lady Gaga in it, and the first one did so well, I'm predicting that's actually going to do better than the first Joker because you have Lady Gaga. And I think everybody's going to be very interested to see that. I don't know. I mean, I have my own issues with the first one, like big issues with the first one. So I don't know. But I love Lady Gaga, and I think she's a terrific actor. So I'm kind of predicting that might be a big one. But
I'm a comic nerd. Like I literally interned at Marvel back in the day. And I refused to see the first Joker movie because I'm like, I'm so over this nihilistic fanboy fantasy. But let me tell you, you're giving me Lady Gaga in a musical.
Yeah.
I'm there opening night. I won't even watch the first one. Just give me Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn kind of gaying it up. I'm in.
I think like casting. It being kind of like meta in that regard of it feeling like a Harley Quinn fever dream just based off of the little tidbits we've been given. I feel like that also will help with the like whole superhero fatigue because like personally growing up, like I've always been like really into superheroes and I like can't remember the last time I went to go see a Marvel movie because I'm like, this is just boring now. Like I just feel they like went too far with it. But I also think like we're gonna have more rom-coms this year. Like,
I
believe this fully because
so.
like the thing that I thought was really interesting was like that Anyone But You movie with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. Like the first trailer was such a bad representation of what that movie was, and they like tried to sell it as something else, and then we all found out that it was actually an adaptation of Much Ado About Nothing, which like every good rom-com has been a Shakespeare adaptation. So it's like people have been excited now, and I haven't gotten to see it yet, but the response from people who like this stuff has been, like, very good. So I feel like following on that, I'm really hopeful we'll get more of them. And, like, not Hallmark ones, like, ones I go to see in the movies.
Well, there's that one with Meg Ryan and David Duchovny.
Oh, yeah,
where they're stuck in the airport or something like that. So, and that looks cute.
Speaking of not rom-coms, but pop star movie crossovers, Dua Lipa is going to be in that spy movie.
Argyle, yeah.
I like don't know if she's like going to be in it for like 5 seconds or if she like actually has like a fairly decent role.
I think they're being deliberately obtuse about that in the ads, but like she's super hot in the clips that I've seen. She's on a motorcycle firing machine guns, and I was like, okay, Dua Lipa, and then she's getting grabbed by Henry Cavill, which sign me up, like please.
I do think we're gonna have more pop stars acting, which like we've already seen. Like Harry Styles done it. I know Megan Thee Stallion had like a part in the Hulk, was it? The She-Hulk or something?
She was on She-Hulk, and she was also in that A24 musical Dix. Yeah. She was in Dix the musical.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That was a time.
Yeah.
That was a time.
We have Troye Sivan, like I said, doing acting. So that's my prediction. More pop stars doing acting in 2024 and beyond.
Just not The Weeknd, please.
Yeah.
No, never again.
But I do also agree that rom-coms are like finally having a moment and coming back, because like for a while there they were not nowhere to be found.
I feel like also a lot of the like past white boys of the month, like Nicholas Hoult and Evan Peters, have also like said in interviews over the past couple of years, like, I want to do something fun. So I'm like, give them rom-coms, guys.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, well,
The
Evan
last
Peters,
one I can. Oh, sorry.
Evan
Go ahead.
Peters. No, that's okay. Evan Peters has to be like psychologically like drained. From
I know,
all the stuff that Ryan
exhausted.
Murphy puts him through.
Just
So-
like let him have some fun with a pretty girl.
Yes. What were we gonna say, Eric?
I was going to say the last big rom-com I can think, and this was during the pandemic, so it kind of doesn't count, was that Lost City movie with Sandy Bullock and Channing Tatum.
Oh yeah, that was
And, like,
fun.
I like that
Super
one.
fun. Like more of those types of movies. I like, they're just a great time at the theater, and you can watch them at home eating popcorn while folding clothes. Like, who doesn't want that?
Yeah. I do feel like we had a rise in like Netflix taking over like teeny bopper rom-coms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even
Yeah.
some adult ones and stuff too. Like they even had some of those, like
Like
they had
overly
Happiest
sexy
Season
ones for no reason.
and overly sexy ones.
They had all those like I feel like there was at least 3 random TV shows that came out during the pandemic on Netflix that were just like 50 Shades of Grey. And I was like,
Sex
what is
Life?
happening? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there was like another one that wasn't in English, but I was just like, okay, you do you.
Or do someone else's. The show would have them do. Yeah.
I will say, like, Sarah, it's funny we haven't even brought this up, but like the Roman Empire of collectively of Sarah and I is that Anne Hathaway is going to be starring alongside Nicholas Galitzine in The Idea of You, which is an adaptation of a book that is very largely based on the life and times of Harry Styles and is very much like a romantic love affair.
Is she playing the Olivia Wilde type character?
Basically, it's like a divorced mom takes her kid begrudgingly to a meet and greet for a boy band, and then the boy band member falls in love with the divorced mom, and then they have a like torrid affair.
Scandalo. I love it.
Yeah.
It also sounds like a fanfic come to life, which is no insult on fanfic because I
Not
love
at all.
fanfic, but that's exactly what it kind of sounds like.
Oh yeah,
very
no,
much is.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it's good and not corny. And I'm hoping Anne Hathaway like really does it justice. Cause I'm just like, growing up for me, she was the people's princess, Mia Thermopolis in the Princess Diaries. So
Yes.
this is like that 2.0 as an adult. Yeah.
And is Galantine the one that's in that new show coming out with Julianne Moore? Where
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that looks crazy. If people don't know, it's Mary and John or something. But it's like based on a true story where this is set in, I want to say 16th, 17th century England, and a higher born woman essentially prostitutes her very pretty son to the King of England, who everybody knows is gay. And I was like, okay, I'm in. This sounds great.
Well, are there any like surprise hits that you think are going to happen, like in pop culture? Like someone's just going to come out that people aren't talking about and just like become a star or anything like that? Because I'm trying to think,
I think If Anyone But You is like as big of a moment as Jenna and I think it's going to be. Like Nicholas Galicine's star is going to like zoom off the charts.
You mean The Idea of
like
You?
he already,
Yeah.
like because he already has like buzz because of Red, White, and Royal Blue and like Bottoms, and like obviously also like this show that's gonna come out. But like this movie's like for the girlies, so like if it does well,
Yeah, if it
like,
lands
he's
right, he could be the next It Boy of the Month.
They just released the cast of White Lotus 3, and Parker Posey's on it. And I remember when Parker Posey was like the it girl of Hollywood, and I would love to see her have a moment again, because I think White Lotus has been very good for that, and she's always reliable. Like, show me a bad Parker Posey performance, it doesn't exist.
That's very true. I like that of the people coming back, because I think there are so many, like, I don't really think we have movie stars anymore. Not like we
Agreed.
used to have movie stars.
Yep.
That's not what like sells a movie anymore as a movie star. So it would be nice to see some of these, like with Anne Hathaway. I think Anne Hathaway undeservedly has like, she does not get the credit she deserves. She should have, I mean, because she gets like pigeonholed and people criticize her a lot, and so maybe she'll even have like a huge with this TV show and everything like that. Maybe her star will rise again, because we don't have that. We don't have movie stars anymore.
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel like Anne's been having kind of like a resurfacing moment slowly over the past like couple years. Like people are like, why didn't we like her? We're like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like people always think that she's kind of like a theater kid, but like on a bigger scale. And my whole thing, I'm a big RuPaul's Drag Race fan, and RuPaul hates theater kids. And I was like, give me these people who are trying to do too much any day over people who can't be bothered to do anything at all. And like that to me is Anne Hathaway. She's very, very talented. She is team too much, but like I'm not going to hold it against her because she's always great.
I mean, from what we know about Nicholas Galitzine, he very much gives that energy also. So this could be great. This could be great for all of us involved.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the pop stars, I was wondering, I was going to mention this because Taylor Swift, do you think Taylor Swift will kind of like make her way into film, like become a star at all or do any kind of acting?
I don't think she has it. I don't know if she
So she's tried a couple times.
Yeah, she's tried and it hasn't worked because she did like a voice in that Lorax movie.
Wait, remember the
like,
Valentine's? The Valentine's movie with Taylor Lautner?
Yeah, that's right.
It was terrible. And I say this as a Swiftie, as an unapologetic Swiftie. And then she was Amsterdam. She was briefly in Amsterdam.
Yeah, they killed her.
It was
Yep, like right in the beginning. They literally shoved her under a car. That was not an exaggeration. There is a rumor that she's going to be playing one of the X-Men in the upcoming Deadpool 3 movie.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah,
well,
we'll see.
I mean, okay, there's also the rumor that, and I don't know if this holds any weight or if it was literally just like a fan theory, that Harry Styles shaved his head so he could be like in Lotus the next season. White Lotus.
Oh.
Well, I saw like relatively quickly after that, like his team never gives quotes to anyone, and his team, other than like the Spitgate thing, his team were like, yeah, he's not gonna be in White Lotus. It was a good rumor though. But I think the full cast list is out now.
They announced a bunch of new people, like literally in the last 2-3 days. The cast came out, But listen, I love Taylor. I think she had a great year at the movies already with her Eras Tour movie. I'm just not sure it's for her. We also forgot Cats. I think we all collectively willed ourselves to forget Cats.
That caused the COVID pandemic.
Exactly. It's a cursed movie. And we're not even talking about the butthole cut. But like she's tried it. I love her. Like sometimes it's just not for you. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Focus on the things that are great. And again, I'd say this is a diehard Swiftie.
I fully back that. I also just wonder if she has too much star power to like ever just be in a movie, like other than it being a cameo. Like she can appear for 5 minutes and that's cool. I just don't know if she could do like a leading role.
Yeah, it would be very much, that's Taylor Swift trying to act kind of thing. So yeah. I mean, there are people that just, they should not cross genres or go do other things. You just don't have it in you. It's not as an insult. It's just the truth, just like when actors try to sing and they can't sing and release albums and they can't really, they should not
Bless
be
their
doing
hearts.
that. Yes, exactly. They're trying something.
Sarah, I feel like you have I feel like you have a list of actors who have like tried having music careers.
I feel like they're all like really random people though, like because we did that thing of like reality stars trying to be pop stars.
Paris
so it's like
Hilton?
Heidi Montag, Paris Hilton. That one time Kim Kardashian did like a song to raise money for charity or something. But
Nobody
like talking, I know. But like all when I think about like pop star / actress, it's like Jennifer Lopez always comes into my mind because growing up, I just always thought she was an actress, and then somebody's like, she's a singer, right? And I was like, no.
Well, she has a new album coming out too in the next few months.
Which is surprising.
It's like her first new one, and I want to say 5+ years. And what I thought was interesting is it's a direct sequel to her album from like 20 years ago that she recorded when she had broken up with Ben Affleck.
Oh,
and now she's recording the new version.
Wow.
And it's called This Is Me Now. And it's about her getting married to like Bennifer Part 2.0. And I was just like, this is setting yourself up for come on, Ben Affleck, ma'am, he's not a reliable guy. And you're doing another whole album about him. Love yourself.
If anything, it's for the plot. It's for us for the plot. That's what it's really for.
She's so extra about their relationship though, because like I like my day job is like I work in media journalism, and like, so I had to sign up to like her newsletter to keep updates, and like she made like a whole documentary, like it looked like she edited it herself about like them falling back in love, like that whole thing. And I'm just like, girl, you are so extra for like a man who wears his best friend's face on his shirt all of the time.
Like, I love the pap photos of Ben Affleck taking the drag on the cigarette, and there's so many of them where it's like you can see this is a man who hates every fiber of his being,
except for Matt Damon.
Except for Matt Damon, which I get, right? Yeah, I totally get it.
Well, and it's kind of like when you get a tattoo of the name of someone you're dating. It's the same kind of thing if you're going to make a documentary about how you got back together and then a sequel to the album from the first time you were together.
What are you trying to prove?
Kind of like setting yourself up for
That's what I said, just for the plot for us. It's actually just a gift for the general public.
Yeah.
I wish that she could like be the character she was in Hustlers, which, by the way, justice for Hustlers. That's a great movie.
Yes.
But like, Jennifer channeled that woman because she would never do this for a man, like ever.
It's true, and it's so weird. Like, that whole thing, it still blows my mind that they got back together. It's like, of all the people I would have predicted ever getting back together, never in a million years would that have even crossed my mind. And they look so miserable when they're together, which I know that's all, you know, smoke and mirrors and all that stuff, but they look miserable to be around each other. I don't know.
There was one paparazzi set like kind of recently where they looked like they were actually enjoying their time together, but I was like, oh, it's like perfect Dunkin' Donuts weather, so of course Ben Affleck is happy.
That's all he wants is a cig, a Dunks, and a pool where he can have that terrible back tattoo showing. That's all he wants.
Well, those commercials, did everyone watch the Dunkin' Donuts commercials that he did? Where he was like behind the cash register. He was like, he did this whole series of Dunkin' Donuts commercials. And I think the first one's like premiered. I don't watch the Super Bowl, but I think they were on the Super Bowl or something. And he did these Dunkin' Donuts commercials. And there's one where Jennifer Lopez drives up in her car and is like, you need to come home. It's a commercial, so it's all acting. Yeah. But yeah, no one else saw those.
Did I have a fever dream that he did? Yes. I feel like I had a fever dream that he did one with Ice Spice.
Yes, no, I was thinking of Ice Spice also. I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, it was like a whole series of them where he was just like, you know, it was a whole joke of like, and everybody's like, oh man, you're so terrible at this job kind of thing. So yeah. And this whole thing, and I think they even did like real people driving up and they'd see him at Dunkin' Donuts too or something.
I'm a bad pop culture gay that I completely missed this moment.
No, I remember like photos of them filming this, but I don't remember the actual commercials other than the Ice Spice one that maybe he was not in.
No, they definitely. I pulled up receipts. It happened. Ice Spice she had a special drink, which was the Ice Spice Munchkins drink for Dunkin'.
I do remember that. And I remember people saying it tasted terrible because they like crushed up actual munchkins and put them in the drink. So it was like soggy. And yeah, I remember that. But I don't remember the Ben Affleck. And now I want to know, what is Ben Affleck's Dunks order?
True. And why don't we know?
Did you see the recent paparazzi photos of him with like 6 boxes of Dunkin'? And then he like was dropping the 6 boxes of Dunkin' and also wearing a shirt with him and Matt Damon on it from when they were youths with all of the boxes of Dunkin' Donuts.
But you know what? His publicist is doing the thing because we are still talking about Ben Affleck in the year 2024. And also whoever's doing this for Dunkin' Donuts, snaps to you. That's good marketing.
It is. Yes. Agree. Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with more. Welcome back to Doing the Thing. Once again, I'm Erin Marlowe from It's a Fandom Thing, and I'm here with Jenna Millian and Sarah Fagan from Name 3 Songs, and Eric Resnick from The Great Pop Culture Debate. And we were talking all about pop stars and them crossing over. Well, there's also this new thing of like a bunch of musicals are coming out, but people don't know they're musicals. Like, if you don't know the new Mean Girls, it's a musical, everyone. Because there's not, like, has anyone seen any clips of it where it's actually the music in it?
Only a few, but they're really not focusing on that in the marketing at all. Like, it's not Mean Girls : the musical. It's just Mean Girls. And there's a music note in the logo. But like, if you didn't, and I literally have had people say to me, why are we remaking this movie? First of all, I point out to them, FYI, Mean Girls, the original, is 20 years old now. And people are just like, didn't need you to tell me that. And you can keep that knowledge to yourself. Thank you very much. But also I'm like, it's the movie version of the musical, the Broadway musical, which I have to say, I'm a big fan of the musical.
But it's also, like kind of not, because they cut so many songs out.
They
like
did.
the it's interesting because it's clear who like was cast because of like just they wanted to cast them versus who was cast because they could sing and it being a musical, because like Aaron Samuels, his songs are gone. I don't think like Gretchen has a song, like, and it's interesting the choices that they made, because it's like it's not a remake of Mean Girls and it's not a remake of the Mean Girls musical from Broadway. It's like its own middle entity, and they're not telling anybody it's any of those things.
Yeah, I agree. The marketing's super weird. At the same time, it's exhausting. Like, it is everywhere. You cannot avoid it right now.
Yeah.
Like, but why isn't the marketing better? Like, if you're going to spend this much money on it, like, at least make the marketing sell the movie for what it is.
Sarah, can you explain again what happened with the actual, like, Broadway musical? Because wasn't, like, Renee Rapp and Sabrina Carpenter meant to be in it, but it was, like, in 2020?
So the musical had been like on Broadway for a while, and then Renee Rapp was Regina George on Broadway also for I think a year maybe, but Sabrina Carpenter was like stunt casted as Katie. I think in like March of 2020. She did 2 or 3 shows and then it closed.
Like, this is wild. Like, this is so crazy. And now to see like now we're in 2024, but like several years later, how they've launched careers after that.
Yeah. No, it is really interesting. And like, I think like Renee Rapp's like whole career is interesting too, because it feels like based off of interviews and stuff. And like, I love her so much. It feels just like everything she's done has been with the goal to become a pop star. And I'm just like, I love that this was like your plan all along. You're like, I'm going to take whatever route I could get to be the next pop girl moment.
Well, so do you think though that it's going to do well? Because everything I've heard about the Mean Girls movie is everybody being upset that they're making this movie, and it's because they don't know it's a musical. But even when they know it's a musical, they're like, I don't want to see this. And the 20 years. Thanks again for reminding me about that too, Eric.
Sorry.
That's just, no, it's all those things that are turning 20 years old, like Elf and all of those movies turning 20 years old. Makes you feel so old. But yeah, because I haven't heard a lot of the songs from the Mean Girls musical, but it's just like it was that whole thing where they turned every movie into a musical. It seemed like they even turned American Psycho into a musical.
That was amazing. Don't talk bad on that.
Oh no, I love
American
American
for 3 years.
I love American Psycho, and I actually really want to see the musical version of that because I have a huge Christian Bale is like my favorite actor. So I mean, I'd be curious to see that, but yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to do this again, like because Beetlejuice 2 is coming out, but that's not a musical. But that was a musical, though. Right?
I don't know. Do you guys have opinions on if it will do well or not? Because also we have like the Willy Wonka Timothée Chalamet thing that nobody knew was a musical, and I don't know how it's doing. Like the only conversation I've heard is like, "Wow, this happened and it was crazy," but like I've not heard any opinions on like whether or not we should see it.
So I have opinions. That's why I have a podcast.
Thank you. Let's hear them.
So first on the Mean Girls one, I'll say this. I don't know anybody who's excited to see that movie except for me. And I actually am genuinely excited to see it because I love the Broadway musical. If you have not listened to the soundtrack, go to Spotify, listen to it. There are some really hilarious songs on there. The Karen song, Sexy and I Know It, has me cackling every time I listen. And Stop, also great song. But I don't know, like the gays don't seem interested in it. I can't speak for all gays. I can only speak for the gays that I know. But they're just like, meh. I'm not sure if the younger generation coming up is super interested in it. And I think that's primarily who it's geared toward.
Yeah.
I don't think the people who were fans of the original film, like we were all saying, like didn't need to be reminded that was 20 years ago. Thank you very much. So I think they've got an uphill battle. With Wonka, I will say that did not know it was a musical, saw it when it came out, and it was fine. I also don't know anyone who loved it. The main issues that I know people are saying, like, that's not Willy Wonka. Like, this is a terrible thing to say. I can't believe I'm about to say this on live air. But like after the movie, I turned to my partner and was just like, I miss terrible children getting their comeuppance. Like, that's what I want out of a Willy Wonka movie, and there's none of that in this. It's like the softer side of Sears version of Willy Wonka. He's just nice and kind of sad, but that's
I
it.
mean, I heard that a lot of people were saying that it felt like it was Willy Wonka version of like The Social Network of like it's like, oh, like this is how like this thing that we all are aware of came to be, and like and like it's just kind of like an awkward man.
You're like,
doing his
I
thing.
didn't mean this.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I mean, I did not dislike it, and there are parts of it that I really do. I will say this: the musical is almost large. The music itself, almost totally forgettable. There's really only one song in it that resonated with me. I did not mind it, but did I love it? No, and I don't know anyone who's like, "Oh my god, I loved Wonka." I don't know who that person is.
I just like, because I know like every kind of silly TV show has like a musical episode, and I just like wonder if whoever decided to just whoever decided to make all these secret musicals is just like a big Riverdale fan.
Because I think it worked well in Riverdale.
Well, Buffy
has
a great one. Once More with Feeling.
I mean, Community's done it. Like so many, like any show that has like more than 20 episodes a season, I think always had a musical episode.
Grey's did it. Star Trek just did it this last year, and you either loved it or hated it if you were a Star Trek fan. I thought it was fun. The other musical that just came out in the movies that people aren't talking about that much, although nominated tonight for Golden Globes, is The Color Purple, the musical. Which that one was sold as a musical. Did anybody else see it?
I have not seen it.
No, but I want to. But it shocked me that it wasn't nominated though in comedy musical for best comedy because it's a musical and they have no musicals nominated.
Fantasia Barrino is nominated for best actress, but the movie's not.
The movie isn't nominated, and that just was like mind blowing to me. Just because it's like it's a musical and you don't have any musicals nominated in comedy musical.
Yeah.
I mean, all I've seen about it is Taraji complaining about how bad the set was. Like, that's all I've seen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say Taraji's amazing in that movie. She's so
I'm sure she
good.
is. Yeah.
And I really liked it. The thing that I keep hearing from people is they feel that they had erased the LGBTQ storylines from it, that they weren't as pronounced as they should have been. Now, in the original movie, they were completely taken out because Spielberg wasn't comfortable with it, and he regretted that. But I've seen TikToks where people are like, I didn't realize that Celie's supposedly a lesbian. I thought she was just interested in this woman because she was nice to her. And I was just like, I don't know how more to make it clear. Like, they're literally in bed together. They're kissing multiple times. They have a romance song where they're dancing with one another. I feel like if you're not getting it, then you're deliberately, willfully not getting it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
My question is like, so The Color Purple obviously had like an original 1985 film, unless I am vastly incorrect with that. I think it's like the same thing. Yeah. Mean Girls, obviously, we talk about the 20-year anniversary. When is an appropriate time to do a remake? And obviously, these are kind of like spinoffs, but like, relatively speaking, a remake. Because I feel like with Mean Girls, it's too soon you were just talking about the target demographic of like Gen Z and younger aren't necessarily going to get it. And then like us who would have been the original like demographic for when it came out in 2004, we're like not super excited about it. So I feel like there almost needs to be a little bit more time with something like Mean Girls.
But also Mean Girls, I feel like was so specific to the like 2004 that like doing a remake this soon after feels silly. Whereas like 40 years after, I feel like they could have redone it with what was like hip and funny in that time frame.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that's like a different thing than the others.
Yeah. I think there's two great points there. Number one, the question about when is the time to do a remake is such a good question, and I have a response to that. But with Mean Girls in particular, I feel like they kind of missed the boat because Mean Girls continued in a tradition of great teen movies that were like seminal to that generation, which Clueless was before that, Fast Times at Ridgemont Time was before that. Instead of making a remake for this current Gen Z generation, I feel like they deserve their own movie like that. And I mean, Bottoms to me kind of scratch that itch, but it's also very niche. I feel like there's a great teen movie for Gen Z that's still waiting to be made. And I would love for people to put their effort into that because Gen Z is fascinating to me endlessly. like they deserve their own great teenage movie. In terms of when is it too early to do a remake of something, we just started rewatching Smash, that NBC TV show about the Broadway musical, because I heard that it's coming to Broadway as a musical. And I was like, this would be interesting, because it was only like 10 years ago that was on the air. And I actually thought to myself while watching it, two things. Number one, I'm surprised we don't have a Glee reboot yet, because that's probably coming up on 15
That's
years.
valid.
Don't put that out in the universe.
I know. I'm not saying I want one. I'm just saying I'm surprised
we don't want
one
it.
yet. And two, I think there's a little bit of a dial for when is it too early to do a reboot, when something failed when it first came out but had a ton of potential. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 Well, with the length of time, when you've got Beetlejuice 2 coming out, and Beetlejuice, the first one was in the 80s, so there you've got like a bigger stretch of time, even though I know people are very hesitant about it. People are excited, but they're also like, I don't know. But the casting has people intrigued. But
I feel like sequels, especially like 30 years on, it's like, okay, the original cast can come back as like more minor roles, and it can give like a potentially like a starting role for somebody, or just like continuing on like a starting like career for someone, because it's like, okay, there's going to be older people that are interested, and then like their kids, like their actual kids who like they show that movie to will be like excited about it too, because it's like a new story for a new generation, whereas like a reboot is like the same story, possibly just done the same way over and over again. So I feel like they're two like different situations.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I feel like there's a cross-generational like experience to be had of movies that are kind of spin-offs, because like also when you're saying that, it made me think of like the Wednesday Netflix series, which obviously is the Addams Family. And then it's like I literally was watching this series like with my parents, because they were like, oh my god, like we grew up with this, blah 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 blah. And so it's like similar storyline but spun for that generation, and I think that's when it works really well.
Yeah, and Wednesday was huge. I think it was Netflix's #1 show of all of last year. So they hit it dead on with that. And I mean, the Jenna Ortega of it all will also play a factor in Beetlejuice too.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I think she is destined to become really, really like a huge star.
Yeah,
people love her. So I think she's like one of those, like we were talking in, earlier on about how people destined to become big stars. I think her for sure.
I do. I mean, on that note, I feel like Jacob Elordi. I definitely agree with that. And I think Jacob Elordi is probably going to dethrone Timothée Chalamet. But I am interested to see what Barry Keoghan does this year, because I feel like he was kind of a wild card.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is that you watch TikToks now, and like a lot of them are more focused on Barry Keoghan than they are on Jacob Elordi. And they're like, everybody's talking about Jacob Elordi, but why not him?
Exactly. I mean, back to the 2024 trend predictions. I think we're going to be in the year of the short king. Like, I think
Jeremy Allen White.
It's my time.
Jeremy Allen White with the Calvin Klein ad. Like, everybody to me, not surprising, but I feel like to a lot of people surprising, like being obsessed with Barry Keoghan after Saltburn, because it's like, I don't know. I love Barry Keoghan. He's always a little freak in everything he does.
I know. We just keep joking. He's a little freak.
Like, he loves it. It's like, if he's in the movie, like chaos is going to ensue no matter what the chaos is. But I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of fun watching everybody have crushes on like the unexpected person in the movie. Because like even with Iron Claw, which is like a very depressing movie from what I've heard, it's like you have three main stars, Harris Dixon, Zac Efron, and Jeremy Allen White, and everybody's like frothing at the mouth for Jeremy Allen White. Meanwhile, like Harris Dixon, like 3 years ago, would have been like the one everybody was newly obsessed with. So I don't know. I'm just like, if you're under 5'8" and a movie star, now's your time.
Now's your time to shine.
So good. And I will say about Barry, like, I've always enjoyed him as an actor. I think he's incredibly gifted. But it was like, I'm supposed to believe him as a romantic sexual interest in Saltburn. And listen, yes. Like, not even like the garden scenes, first of all, were incredible. But then the dance scene to Murder on the Dance Floor, I was just like, take it, everything. Like, it's all yours.
I mean, he's clearly
you can have my mansion.
He's clearly got something special. And like the interviews that we've seen Emerald Fennell do, and also Jacob Elordi just talk about how electric he is. And like, even Rosalind Pike, she was talking about like working with him. Like, you never know what he's going to do next. And I think it's so exciting to even just watch the interviews, hearing them talk about that, because it makes it all the more special realizing like what you've just witnessed.
Yeah. I think if we are saying it's the year of the short king movie star, I just have to say, Danny DeVito, it's your time. 2024 is your year.
I love Danny DeVito so much.
We all do. We adore Danny DeVito. I'll watch him in anything. Yeah.
Yes. But did you know, going back to Barry Keoghan, did you know that he actually improvised that graveyard scene?
Yes.
He was the one who suggested that.
He actually is a little freak.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. But yeah, that in dancing scene, I
was
saying the other day, if you don't like, because some people don't like Saltburn a lot, which I understand. I loved it. But
some people have bad taste. It's
exactly. Okay. You have to at least appreciate the dance. You have to at least appreciate the final scene, because, I mean, everything about it is
was beautiful.
I just like... Back to the whole, like, Sabrina Carpenter might show up as his date tonight at the Golden Globes thing. I just love, because there were paparazzi photos of them, like, on a date, like, I think at the start of December, and it's just, like, my mind as, like, a person who consumes too much pop culture is, like, that girl saw Saltburn and was like, I like that. Called her agent. Like, this is speculation, but, like, this, I mean, that would be me. Like, that would be me. If I was Sabrina Carpenter and I saw that movie, I would leave immediately, call my agent, be like... Barry's single, right?
You know, his DMs were just filth, just a pile of
100%.
filth. Yeah, and I love that for him.
Yes,
he's also just like continuing. So many. He's continuing to be a little freak on Instagram. I don't know if you guys have kept up with his Instagram, but this is okay. Here's a prediction. I need more, and maybe not even a prediction as much as something that I would like to see is more actors being personable on Instagram, because so much of the conversation was able to continue to be had around like his off-camera chemistry with Jacob Elordi, because of the amount that specifically Barry was posting to his personal IG stories of like photos of them behind the scenes and making little jokes and tagging Jacob and stuff, which is hilarious because Jacob like was not on Instagram, was not participating in any of this, but it was just like these little like behind the scene tidbits and like personality of Barry that really like shined through, and I think helped elongate the conversation around the film.
Yeah, because it felt like he was just as obsessed with Jacob as Oliver was with Felix, and it was like like an unrequited love story on Instagram stories, because Jacob did post some like behind the scenes photos on his story and like his feed, because he's like does photography, but like Barry was like posting like inside joke like memes and videos on his Instagram story and tagging Jacob, being like, remember when? And it's like, this is public for everyone.
Well, the TikTok like videos made of like people ship the two of them together.
Understandable.
Like, oh, come on, they're really, really together, aren't they? And so, that's been so interesting.
I'm like, he was asked that in an interview.
He was asked that in an interview, and he was like, imagine that, me and Jacob Elordi, imagine that.
No, but he wasn't even asked it. Like, the guy just mentioned the chemistry, and he was like, oh, you know that people are speculating that we're together. Could you imagine I pulled Jacob Elordi? Yeah. Like, he did that himself. Like, he just, like, fully started that conversation, and then the interviewer's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna keep going with this. And I was like, Barry, you crazy man.
I would watch those films. I would watch them. I'd pay for the OnlyFans.
No, I do support getting more chemistry reads, because
I'm like, I want that to be like,
there's secrets to be had.
I'm like, release a DVD with both full cast commentary and also the chemistry read between Jacob and Barry.
Yes,
like I need to see it.
Because that's so important, because you know who they originally were going to have in that role was
They said Timothy, which I hate that. I hate that deeply.
I know.
As which role?
As Oliver.
Oh, no.
I know.
And there's nothing against Chalamet, nothing against him, honestly. But, like, no, it wouldn't have worked at all.
I know. And Jacob Elordi is actually the one who was pulling for Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
Actually.
Cool.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
So that makes that whole shipping story and everybody loving the two of them together even better, because it's like, oh, okay, see, he wanted him there.
Well, I mean, all the interviews, like, they are just, like, deeply in love in whatever platonic or non-platonic way you want to go with it.
And I have to say, and maybe it was just me, but I did not realize that Jacob Elordi was British. I thought
he's Australian.
He's Australian.
Australian. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, I'm even stupider.
I know.
But yeah,
even
I
a
didn't
third
realize
wild
that.
card there. My friend, like, we were in the movie theater, like, literally 5 seconds into this movie, she leans over to me. She's like, "Is Jacob Elordi American or British?" And I was like, "He's Australian." And I bet you didn't see that coming.
Secret third option.
Yeah, secret third option.
I will say, as much as we all love Barry, I do think Jacob is actually, he does have, I think, potential to be a great leading man. He's classically beautiful in a way I have not seen in a male movie star in a long time. He reminds me of Christopher Reeve, but like stretched out Christopher Reeve. And I was saying to a friend, like, he looks as though like an Italian marble sculpture just got brought to life. But he actually does have charisma. Riz, I think, is what the kids are saying now. So I think he has a lot of potential as well.
I just like want more conversation about Archie Matthew and how good he was as Farley.
Yeah.
Because I've like started to see some because he was also in Gran Turismo, which was I also really enjoyed because I'm a gamer, so I was like, this is for me. But like I've seen a decent amount of TikToks of people like fangirling over his whole like the 5-second karaoke song that he did in the movie, and they're like, "What, Archie being a pop star when?"
Well, and
So,
the
like,
scene
yes.
with Archie and Oliver, the bedroom scene, more than anything, that was a nice scene too. Because not enough people talk about that scene. They talk about all the other scenes that are really nice in the movie or shocking in the movie, but nobody ever talks about how incredibly sexy that scene is actually between the two of them. But yeah, I think I heard somebody else talking about how everybody's talking about Felix and Oliver, but really should also be talking about Oliver and Archie's whole dynamic.
I mean, yeah, that truly was a really interesting dynamic. And to me, like, I think it was maybe right before, I can't remember if it was before or after that scene, when they're doing karaoke, when they're sat on the couch together, they're like having this really intimate moment of seeing each other being like, we're both not them. Like, we're both not really the Cattons and like don't know if we'll ever be. And they're both trying to like oust each other while there's also like this weird like camaraderie, but like not camaraderie. Like their dynamic is super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think that like Barry and Jacob being paired for all the interviews, like the chemistry between Barry and Archie is like getting ignored. So I'm like, gotta give him his flowers too, because he was amazing. Like everyone was so great in that film.
Yeah, he was really good though. Yeah, I agree. He does deserve a little bit more attention, and
he's also like 6'5" and beautiful. So like
he's 6'8".
That's true.
He's 6'8". He's actually a normal height.
6'8"?
No, sorry, wait. Oh, sorry. No,
Archie.
sorry.
Archie's also 6'5".
Yes, Archie is
6'5".
Yes. My brain numbers went bad.
I'm like,
Why
6'8"
he's
is
a
an average
giant?
size. I'm like, oh my god.
I thought you were trying to make Barry Keoghan shorter than he actually is, and I was like,
No. I'm saying that Archie is also a giant. So,
which honestly, I think like both Jacob and Archie being literal giants was really kind of entertaining and weirdly added to the plot of Oliver literally being this like figure that was smaller than them.
Yeah.
Like a little hobbit.
Like, yeah, like visually, but also just like in what he was trying to reach for and attain in this lifestyle that was so unattainable. Like they're quite literally towering over him and have this power over him. So I thought that was like,
And they never saw him coming.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that point. Yeah. Well, it's time for us to wrap up things. So this has been a ton of fun. So we're going to go around and everybody can just say goodbye, because that's all the time we have for doing that thing today. So thank you, Jenna, Sarah, Eric, and myself. So where can our listeners find everyone? And I'll say mine at the end. So Eric?
You can find us. The best place to follow is at Great Pop Culture Debates on Instagram. We're also on Mastodon and Threads. We are also at greatpopculturedebate.com, where we have not only all of our episodes, but we have tons of great pop culture extras, reviews, top 10 lists. We put out playlists. We have a newsletter every week. So head to greatpopculturedebate.com and find us there.
Sarah and I are Name 3 Songs podcast on all platforms. We also have TikTok, where we talk about lots of silly things, Instagram, posting reels over there, which are really fun. And we have weekly episodes discussing pop culture and the music industry under a feminist lens, as well as our artist interview series in which we're interviewing up-and-coming musicians.
And this is Erin from It's a Fandom Thing, and we discuss pop culture and fandom news primarily from the female perspective. And you can find us on Instagram and Threads at It's a Fandom Thing Pod, Twitter at Fandom Thing Pod, TikTok at It's a Fandom Thing Pod, and we release weekly episodes. We do 2 episodes actually a week, so awesome. Well, we'll see you next week with a brand new panel. We'll be on for Doing the Thing. That was fun.